Hi, so welcome to the live stream today. Really excited for having you once again on the stream as we really look at a few things that we need to look at and position ourselves for so we can prepare for the November 2023 examination. Now, this is going to be a live Q&A session. It means that you're going to be giving me some questions or asking me some questions. Then I'm going to be providing you with some answers in relation to the question. But most importantly, I'm also going to be sharing with you some strategies in relation to key issues that you have to focus on to ensure that you position yourself to ultimately pass the examination. So I see some of you joining. We are live on Facebook and as well as on YouTube. So give us a thumbs up when you join. It really helps us a lot. And most importantly, you can also share the video. Let us reach a lot of people to watch the playback as well as the live sessions so we can together assist a lot of people and become successful. So I'm seeing some thumbs up coming up. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. So really, we are in the third week for our discussion towards the ICAG November 2023 examination. So the purpose of this live stream is to, answer questions that you may be having and also provide you with some strategies on the various things that you need to do to position you to ultimately be in a better place to pass the examination. So let me hear in the comment section, what subjects are you writing? Let me know in the comment section. What subjects are you writing? Put it in the chat for me. What subjects are you writing? Do we have any questions? Something specific in maybe a topic that you are learning in the subject, in a subject that you would want me to, speak to or share some thoughts on? Put it in the comment section for me, in the chat for me. I'm going to be reading your comments and answering your questions as well as I provide you with some strategies on the various things that you need to understand to really position you to pass the examination. Let me just check and pull up my slide on this one quickly. Okay. All right. So at this point in the third week of our discussion towards the November 2023 examination, few things have happened. I mean, a few things have been covered already. And if you are positioning yourself to pass the examination, what it then means is that there are a couple of things that you should have done by now. Definitely, it means that you have started studying on your own as well as for the examination. But most importantly, it means that you are attending lectures, because one of the key issues that cuts across in the ICA examination and from the chief examiner's report in across the papers is the fact that one, many students are not able to excel in the examination because of the fact that they are ill prepared for the exam. So it is important that you start studying on time and put yourself in the position so that you'll be able to have enough time to really go through the syllabus. I keep on saying this always, that now the ICA exam has gotten better. This is not the ICA exams in those days, in the 2013s, in the 2009, in the 2007s, that you could just sit down and then go to the exam hall and then inshallah you're going to pass because of your laziness and sitting around and doing nothing. This time around, the structure of the exam is going to be is different. The quality of the questions very different, and so it requires people who have truly sat down, really interrogated, studied, practice a lot of questions and look at the various perspective of even a topic in order to position you to pass the examination. Why is this important? Because whether you like it or not, let's give an example. Let's say you're doing financial reporting. Whether you like it or not, in respect of financial reporting or corporate reporting, we're going to be seeing questions on the consolidated financial statement. That's the topic. Whether you like it or not, we're going to be seeing questions on evaluation of financial statement. That is going to be a topic. It's going to be there. It's waiting for you. But the structure of the question, the format of the question, the context within which the question is asked, it's always going to be something that there will be a twist about. So if you just sit down and say, "Oh, I know ratio will come," then 2 weeks to the exam, you do something in ratios and you go to the exam hall, I can guarantee you your chances of passing the exam is really slim, and you're going to fail the exam ultimately at the end of the day. So the issue is not the fact that, oh, the exam is difficult. The issue is not about the exam is challenging. The issue is your ability to be able to prepare adequately to put you in the position to pass the examination. So by now in the third week, it means that you are attending lectures, definitely. And then it means that you have also made time to do some studies on your own, which means that you have your study plan in place, which is in line with the timetable in relation to the tuition center or where you are taking your lectures from. And so you are making time to do things on your own, to study on your own, and most importantly, practice a lot of questions on your own so you can prepare well for the examination and pass the exam. So preparation is going to be crucial. One of the common things that we hear students spew out is, hey, the ICA examination is difficult. No matter what you do, you're going to fail the ICA exams. It is not difficult because, when people make such, silly statements, you ask yourself, which planet do you come from? What is going on in your head when you make such dumb statements? Because the exams that you claim is difficult, someone excelled, someone had the best student, someone was the overall best student, someone passed and is now a chartered accountant or on the next level or onto the next paper. So, do they have two heads? Do they have three eyes? Do they have 17 nose? No, they are just like you. So the question we need to then ask ourselves is, why did someone pass and I failed? And a couple of factors come into being and all boil down to your inability to sit down and study. That's the thing. Because no matter what it is, no matter where you go, because a lot of people attend lectures, a lot of people attend tuition somewhere. Now, no matter where you go, no matter how excellent the tuition is, if you don't sit down to do assignments, number one, you don't participate in performance evaluation tests, number two, you don't involve yourself in mock examination, number three, what the heck are you doing anyways? Like, what the heck are you doing? I don't get it. And so you sit down, do nothing, lazy around, a week to the exam, you attend all manner of intervention classes, then you are ill prepared, you are emotionally traumatized, and then you enter into the exam hall, you go into the exam hall, and you are seeing stars. Then you finish, then you spew garbage like ICA exam is difficult. No matter what you do, you will fail. No, it is your problem. You are the cause of your own problem. So, the first thing I want you to understand is that the key thing that the examiner talks about is the fact that many students are ill prepared. Many candidates sitting for the exam are ill prepared. It means you have to work hard. Yes, we understand. I understand. I bear with you. You are married, you have children, you work, you do this, you do that. But if you are going to do this, you are going to become successful, you want to become a chartered accountant, these or those things cannot be your excuses. You cannot stand there and make such excuses because it will not be well for you. So the first thing is about your preparedness because this is something that across all the subjects the chief examiners have raised concern on. Students' inability to prepare adequately for the exam. So make time, have a study plan. Let that study plan be in line with your tuition center's timetable and then prepare yourself. Spend time every week. If it is once a week, twice a week, whatever it is, just make time to do something on your own so you can be well prepared for the examination. Because that is how you pass the exam. That is how you excel in the examination. I see some of you guys joining. You're welcome. It's a live Q&A session as well, so you can put in the comment section for me or the chat box any questions you have for me. Let me know the subject you are writing. I'm going to provide you with some strategies on how you can study the topics together, and also any questions that you have in relation to a topic that you are studying or something that you are studying that you would want some clarity on, or you want me to share my thought on, you can put it in the comment section for me or the chat box, and I'm going to be answering all of those questions and bringing them on board. And also give us a thumbs up on the video. It helps us a lot on the engagement side of the video, and the algorithm will be able to push the video to reach a lot of people just like you, so we can assist people get access to these content and the entire channel and page, so we can all become successful at the end of the day. So the first thing is preparedness. You need to be well prepared for the examination. Number two has to do with your ability to study and retain a lot of information. In our previous live stream, I covered this in detail. In case you missed that, you can check the channel playlist and watch that video on how you can study and retain a lot of information. Because aside the fact that many people don't get time to study, another challenge that people have is that, Nhyira, when I study, it doesn't stick. When I study, I seem not to understand. Oh, when I study in the following morning, I just forget what I studied. Yes, it's true. You're likely to experience that, and it's because you're not adopting the right strategy, the right techniques to help you to be able to study and ultimately be able to excel at the end of the day. So your ability to study, identifying your study style, your study strategy is going to be crucial to increase your chances of passing the examination. Now, I always joke about this because your emotion is very crucial. Your state of mind is very crucial on your ability to retain what you study. Because if you're not in a good emotional state, you are not in a good mental state, and you pick a book to study, you are wasting your time. So I tell people this: 99.9% of the time, probably you are working, and so you get home late. Maybe by 9 p.m., by 10 p.m., you get home. This is the time you're gonna eat banku and okra stew, and you're gonna eat some, rice or whatever the heck. Then you finish freshening up. Then you sit on your bed. Then you pick a book and you say you are studying. No, you're just having fun. Okay, you should sleep by that time, or maybe watch a nice movie. That's better than the book that you have picked to study. All right, because chances are at that time you are stressed, you are emotionally worn out, you are not in a good state. So your best bet is to eat, freshen up, go to bed, and possibly wake up in the dawn to study. So it is not about the fact that, oh, I have a weak brain. Oh, we are growing. You are growing. No, how old are you anyway? Because, I've been in the game for over a decade, and so I've heard all the excuses in the world generally. Because, I mean, you speak to some people and they are like, oh, Shira, I think because I'm older, it's hard. Life. Really? How old are you, anyways? 99 or 135? Come on, let's be realistic, man. It's not about the fact that you're old. You were just telling yourself that story to make you feel comfortable. You need to put yourself in the right state of mind to study. And that will mean some sacrifices. Like I say always, it will call for some sacrifices. If you want to study and become successful in any field, in any endeavor, you have to be able to give up something. And for some of you, it could be giving up sleep. Now, I'm not a medical doctor to advise you on sleep or food, but it's going to cost you something. Because the doctor that tells you that, oh, sleep 8 hours, if he slept 8 hours, he wouldn't be a celebrated medical doctor. So you got to understand that you need to be able to sacrifice, give up something. So if it means from work, freshen up, eat your banku and okra stew, which is not supposed to be done, but we do it here because it's nice. Go to bed. Wake up later on, better refreshed and steady. So it's not about the fact that, oh, I cannot remember. It's about the fact that you don't have the right environment, you're not in the right state of mind, you're not emotionally stable. When these happen, you cannot study. You cannot study. So my take to you is this: as you are preparing for the exam, as you are preparing to study, yes, make time to study, but always ensure that when you pick the book and you are studying, you are in your right state of mind. And this will mean a conscious decision, because this day and age, things are not going the way we expect them to go. There are inflations everywhere, utility bills going up, emotional trauma, your husband, your wife, your children, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiancé, whatever the heck, work, your boss, and all of those things coming your way. But in all these, you need to be able to create the mental sanity to be able to pass the examination. So make sure you take control of your emotions very, very well. And anytime you sit behind a book, make sure you are in the right emotional state, so that even if it is 30 minutes you spend behind the book, you can retain 90 or 80% of that. It is not about how long you study, it's the quality of the time. So somebody will say, Nhyira, I'm not getting time to study at all. No, you don't need 2 hours to study every day. That's not what we're talking about. You can do 30 minutes. You can do 20 minutes. You can do 45 minutes, and you break this down into 25 or 20 minutes incremental using the Pomodoro technique. That way, you're able to assimilate the information. So it's not about 2 hours, 3 hours, sitting behind book, learning. That's why, no. Break it down into pieces. And that is how you can prepare and pass the examination. I see some of you guys joining. You are welcome. Really excited to have you on the stream. It's a live Q&A session as well, so please put in the comment section which subject you are writing and what specific thing that you would want me to, talk about. If there is any specific question you have in relation to the subject that you are writing, put it in the comment section for me. I'm going to be bringing your comments up in a sec, and then we'll be answering them one after the other. In that case, let's see. I don't know if I will have the right feed here. Okay. Okay. So I'm seeing some comments coming up. Give us a thumbs up on the video, guys, and share the link. What are you waiting for? Look at the value you get on the channel. You won't share the link, or you want me to start prophesying to you before you share the link? You want me to prophesy to you? Because if I was prophesying and saying that if you share the link, yeah, your next promotion is coming. If you share the link, your next miracle is on the way. That one you'll be sharing. Share the link and let us get a lot of people to come. Oh, all right. So share the link. Let's get a lot of people, coming in and getting access to our channel. But most importantly, let me hear from you in the comment section. Any questions you have for me, something you would want me to quickly share my thought on. So I'm seeing some comments coming up. Let's see if I can quickly pick some of them here. What do I have here? Give me a sec. I think I'm not getting this comment. Please, how can I easily pass management accounting and financial management? And this is coming from Benedicta Amankwa. Benedicta, management accounting and financial management, these two guys are interesting papers. For starters, to help you to pass management accounting, there are a couple of things you need to understand. Number one is that management accounting requires that you understand some fundamental principles. What are these fundamental principles? Accounting for overheads. It's a topic you must really understand very, very well. Accounting for overheads. Then, as you study the accounting for overheads, 3 other things are in there that you want to make sure you understand well, and that is absorption costing, marginal costing, and activity-based costing. Remember, these are all foundations. These are all foundations. So absorption costing, marginal costing, activity-based costing boil down in accounting for overheads. Then you need to go and also look at the fundamental issues about the cost concept, where you talk about cost behavior, classification of cost. So, in a nutshell, for fundamental purposes, because these will run through the management accounting syllabus, you need to understand a cost classification, accounting for overheads, then the costing systems, marginal costing, absorption costing, and activity based costing. That is the foundation. You must understand these very well before we even start talking about any topics. Why? Because the marginal costing principle, you need it to deal with short term decisions, which you are going to be getting in the exam, or 20 marks if the examiner is excited about that. Because break-even analysis, relevant cost analysis, make or buy, limiting factor analysis, all of these decisions will be made using the marginal costing principle. Then we go to the issue in relation to the absorption costing principle. You need to understand that very well, because that principle will help you in budgeting. It will help you in dealing with the issue in relation to standard costing and variance analysis. So really, to start with, you need to understand cost classification, accounting for overheads, absorption costing, marginal costing, activity-based costing. These are foundations. We don't expect the examiner to necessarily bring questions on this. If the examiner brings questions on the things I just mentioned, praise God, it's okay. But the knowledge will help you to deal with the other aspects of the syllabus. That's the first thing I want you to understand, the fundamentals. Because if the fundamentals are weak, ICAG will expose you. Do you understand it? Number two, management accounting is a subject that requires a certain level of grammatical understanding. Please stay with me. If your English is not good, you're going to struggle in management accounting. Now, when I say English here, I don't mean your British or your American accent. We don't care about that. Because management accounting has a couple of terminologies, a couple of understanding that you need to be able to excel. Like you are dealing with relevant cost analysis. It's English. Oh, a company bought a material and the material is not anything that they are going to be using in the next few years, and there is no other option than to use the material for this particular order. However, the entity can sell this material for X amount of money or use it for another product and make a contribution of X. So what is the relevant cost of the material? It's English. But you need to have a certain mental capacity of understanding management accounting terminologies, English, to extract the data well to express yourself. So, number one, the foundation. Number two, approach management accounting with that mind of opening and understanding the terminologies, the structure, the tenses of management accounting. If not, forget about it. That's the second thing I want you to understand. The third, in management accounting, to help you pass, is that your exam is going to be about 35% written or comment and then 65% calculation. If the examiner is excited about the exam, then he will do 70-30, which means that there will be 70% computational aspect and 30% written or comment aspect. What it means is that there's a lot of theory in management accounting. So in as much as you're going to be excited to be doing the calculation on budgeting, to be doing the calculation on short-term decisions, to be doing the calculations on investment appraisal, performance measurement, standard costing and variance analysis and all that, you need to also pay attention to the written aspect, because each of these topics that I've mentioned have written aspects that you must pay attention to, because whether you like it or not, there is a minimum of 30 marks of written comment questions that will be in the exam hall. So number one, the fundamentals. Number two, the grammatical understanding required in the management accounting course. Number three, understanding the structure of the exam to approach the way you study it. Then the last thing that I would just give is also to understand the principles underlining each of the topics. So when you pick short-term decisions, that's the broader topic. There are a lot of things under that. Relevant cost analysis. What are the principles of relevant cost analysis? You must understand that. When we pick make or buy, what are the principles that you must understand that? So this is what I want you to do if possible. It depends. Whatever, maybe in your book, maybe you study with an iPad or whatever the heck you have, like be able to summarize the principles, because in the exam hall all you're doing is applying the principle to the question. So once you work on your grammar, you work on your understanding of, oh, if the statement says this, this is what it means in management accounting, not in your British or American accent, but in management accounting, when the statement is like this is what it means, then you can position yourself to pass the examination. So for each of the topics, each of the subtopics, understand the fundamental principles. Once you understand the fundamental principles, now make time to solve a lot of questions. Expose yourself to a lot of questions. Yes, you can go with the ICA past questions, but don't spend a lot of time on the ICA past questions. Go outside the past questions. You can get an ICAG question kit. It's a great material for you. Then you can go look and check some ACCA questions. It will help you. So go outside of the past questions to solve questions on each of the topics that you are going to be working at, because that is how you can see from various other perspectives. 99.9% of the time, what has been asked by the examiner will not come again. So past questions is just to give you an idea of the structure of the exam, but don't spend time to solve from 1963 to 2023 and think you go to the exam and pass. No, it doesn't work that way. Go outside of the past question a little bit. I'm not saying don't look at it, but don't let that become your fundamental source of question. Go outside of it and get some questions there. So Benedicta, that is my take on how you pass management accounting. In respect of financial management also, it goes with the same, sort of principles, but there is structure of management account, financial management that you need to understand. For instance, we know that there is going to be question on working capital management. We know there is going to be questions on business finance, that is sources of finance and cost of capital. We know that there is going to be question in the exam hall. Sorry. In respect of treasury and risk management. So all you want to do is to spend time, just like I said in man accounting, each of the topics, understand the principles. Be conscious of it. Understand the principles. Because business valuation will be in the exam hall. So if it is business valuation, know the valuation method. Asset valuation method, what are the principles there? Price earnings ratio method, what are the principles there? Earnings yield method, what are the principles there? Dividend yield method, what are the principles there? Okay? Understand the principle. In the exam hall, you are just applying the principles. So when you understand the principles, then you can spend time to now solve a lot of questions. What many people do is that they rather solve questions without understanding the principles. So they pick a question, they don't understand it. Then they refer it to the solution, then they read the solution, then they are like, oh, I get it. No. When you understand the principle, when you pick a question, you will be able to write out something. So, Benedicta, that is my take on how you can really prepare and pass the management accounting and financial management examination. Let me know if that was helpful in that case. Then we have another one coming in from, I see some of you guys also joining. You are welcome to the stream. Really excited for having you. It's a live Q&A session, so give me a thumbs up on the video and share the link. I'm not prophesying here. I'm not praying here, but you share the link. It's very important so that we can get a lot of people to get access to the channel and help them pass the exam. Why? You want to be the only person to pass the exam? Why are you greedy like that? Share the link. Let's get many people coming up, and also give us a thumbs up on the video. It really helps the algorithm to push the video. Okay, so let's see. Abdullah said, good evening, Nhyira. I believe the family is doing great. Yes, Abdullah, and I hope you are also doing well. Then we have Godfrey said, Edwin said, following. Okay, thanks, Godfrey, for joining us on the stream. What else do we have? We have Nicholas Swawini said, good evening, Nhyira. I'm writing corporate reporting and strategic case study. Right. Corporate reporting, I mean, if you're a follower of my work, I've really shared a lot on this. But technically, what I would just say is that be strong in the accounting standards. Because, about 50% of the questions in the exam hall, you're going to be applying the accounting standards generally. Okay. In consolidated financial statements, accounting standards are there. You're going to have a dedicated question on the accounting standards, 25 marks. Then you're going to deal with business valuation, financial reconstruction, corporate reorganization. The accounting standards are going to be in town there. Evaluation of financial statements, the accounting standards is likely to be in town there. Then you're going to be having some written questions on the standards themselves, apart from the 25 marks in the question 2 overlapping to the question 3. So be strong in the accounting standards, Nicholas, and everybody writing financial reporting and corporate reporting. That's really at the heart of the subject. Be strong in the accounting standards. Now, when I say be strong, I mean be strong. Like I mean that you should get to a point in time where you see a question, you read the requirements of the question, and you start reading the question, and this is the standard that is coming in. This is the principle I'm supposed to apply, and boom, you go. So you should be able to crush the time between when you read and recollect. Because, like I say always, and I say this in a measured manner, that in the exam hall, you don't think. If you sit in the exam hall, they give you the paper, you start the question, and you start thinking, oh, this thing, where is it? You are already starting to fail. You should start thinking in the last 30 minutes or so. There, I mean, your brain is already out, so you are now forcing to recollect things. But be strong in the accounting standards. I cannot overemphasize the importance of that. If you're strong in the accounting standards, I can guarantee you will enjoy consolidated financial statements. Because when you read a footnote and they say that, at the date of acquisition, the fair value of the net assets of the subsidiaries are equal to their carrying amount, with the exception of a land and building, which has a fair value below its carrying amount. When you read that, quickly you should know that is IAS 16. And we are comparing fair value with carrying amount, so you will know what the subsidiary had done and what we would do in a consolidated environment. So you don't need to understand that principle. If you know IAS 16 well, when you read that note, boom, it's gonna work. So it's about the accounting standards. That's really what I'm gonna be saying in corporate reporting. It's really about the accounting standards. Once you're strong in accounting standards, you can excel in ratios. You can excel in corporate reconstruction, financial reorganization, and its associated business valuation. You can excel in consolidated financial statement, and definitely you will be able to pass the exam. So, Nicholas, that is what I would say there. For strategic case study, it's a crucial area. We have a masterclass on strategic case study that you can get access to on our online portal, because I took time to really discuss the entire case study syllabus, and then we are discussing the models one after the other. To be able to excel in strategic case study, it's a written and or comment paper. So generally, it's important you really understand the scope of what a case study exam is about. You're going to be having business strategy. That is going to be like 40% of the syllabus of the exam. Now, the business strategy portion is where you are going to be discussing various issues like environmental analysis, discussing issues like strategy development and strategy implementation, as well as various issues in relation to risks that a company is exposed to. When it comes to environmental analysis, there is the macro environment using the pistol framework, the competitive environment using the Porter's Five Forces, the international environment using the Porter's Diamond with the EPRG model. You come to the internal environment, you're going to be looking at the SWOT analysis, value chain analysis, the concept of brainstorming, resource auditing. All these are models. But this is the trick here. It's not just about your ability to be able to regurgitate the material in respect of a certain model, but it is your ability to be able to extract the data from a case study presented to you. So the trick here is that you need to expose yourself to a lot of practice questions, a lot of cases, so that as you study the modules, you refer to the case study, and you read a case study to be able to then extract the items. Then you prepare the model, then you identify the problems that a company is having so that you can design strategy for the organization. Then we're going to be having issues in relation to strategy development, and there are various models there. We have the Porter's generic strategy, we have the Ansoff growth metrics, we have the BCG growth metrics, we have the Shell directional policy metrics, we have the issue in relation to the McKinsey and General Electric's business screen. All of these models are there. The concept of corporate parenting, acquisition and measures, using the issue in relation to the Ashridge portfolio display so that we can have ballast businesses, alien businesses, value trap businesses, like, those things. So you need to understand which model will be used for what. Because in the exam hall, for 40%, if the examiner is excited, he could make it even 60. When a question is asked, you are going to be applying what you have studied from the modules, what you have studied from the framework. So you should be able to know which model applies and comes to town. And that is where, like I said, our masterclass on strategic case study, it's really going to be something that you can enroll in and get access to. We're going to be releasing some of the content on Facebook as well as on our YouTube page, but really the exclusive material is available on our online portal at nhyirapremium.com, or at you can download our mobile application as well to get access to that. So in a nutshell, when it comes to the case study, number one, you have to be abreast with the models, the framework. Number two, you must know when each model applies in a given scenario. But most importantly, number three, you should be able to know how to extract or apply the model to a specific scenario. Nobody is interested in your ability to recollect everything about Porter's 5 forces. Nobody is excited in your ability to be able to discuss change management using Roosevelt Cantor's theory, or Lewin's change management model, or using the McKinsey 7S model, or using the 4R Gemini or Gemini 4R framework. Nobody really cares about the ability to be able to recollect these things. It's about how do these things apply to a specific case study. And that is the way to go to be able to pass the strategic case study examination. Certainly governance is an important area. The examiner is going to be excited about that and give you some 15 or 20 mark question if he's excited about corporate governance. So again, it's not just about, knowing the information about the corporate governance. It's about how does it relate to a specific case study that you have, or relates or apply to businesses in general. That is how you position yourself to ultimately understand the case study and pass. So Nicholas, that is my take on corporate reporting and strategic case study. Let me know if that is helpful for you. Thomas Kabaso said, very detailed lecture you do, sir. I appreciate. It's a pleasure. Thanks for that, Thomas. Emmanuel Darko said, please, how can I effectively prepare for public sector accounting and finance and financial reporting? Okay, I've already spoken about financial reporting because it's just like the corporate reporting. But for public sector accounting, this is my take for you generally. In public sector, we know exactly what is going to be in the exam hall. So how do you prepare effectively for the public sector examination? By taking it question at a time and spending time to read the material, understand the material, and expose yourself to a lot of questions. For instance, question 1, whether you like it or not, it's going to be based on the general purpose financial statement. So you may have questions on measurement basis, accounting techniques, accounting basis, and then the issue in relation to the characteristics of financial statement. The 20-mark question there will come from these 4 areas. Maybe 2 of them will be there. Like, it's there. Whether I like it or not, that is what is going to be there. So you take question 1, you learn these things, understand them very well, expose yourself to a lot of questions. When you go to the exam hall, 2 or 3 of them will be there. Boom. You answer it and you move on. Question 2, we know what is going to be there. It's about financial statements for companies. Sorry, financial statement preparation. Okay, for who? Know the way that we prepare the financial statement for the consolidated fund, that is the central government, and other covered entities. Now, the way you excel in that question 2 part will be in two folds. One, understanding a key topic in public sector, which is called revenue management and expenditure control. This topic is crucial in public sector accounting and finance, revenue management and expenditure control, because the topic is going to be telling you about the various sources of revenue to the central government, to the local assembly, to the covered entities, and also the expenditure items. You need this knowledge to be able to deal with question 2, preparation of financial statement, and question 3, evaluation of financial statement and PIFA. So you need to know this topic very well. If the examiner is excited about the exam, he could gracefully bring something about the topic of on revenue management and expenditure control as a dedicated question, 5 or 10 marks in the exam hall. So to excel, make sure you understand this topic very well. The second thing is going to be the IPSAS. You're going to be applying your knowledge in IPSAS as well when it comes to the preparation of the financial statement in the question 2 part. Some of the IPSAS that you need to understand will include IPSAS 17, property, plant and equipment, IPSAS 12, inventory, IPSAS 23, revenue from non-exchange transaction, IPSAS 9, revenue from exchange transaction, and other IPSAS. But these are going to be the core IPSAS that will guide you when it comes to the preparation of the financial statement. So that's question 2. We know it's going to be there. Just understand revenue management and expenditure control and understand the IPSAS, then expose yourself to a couple of questions. Question 3 is going to be divided into 2 parts. We're going to have PIFA there. Whether you like it or not, there's a 10-mark question waiting for you in the exam hall on public expenditure and financial accountability. That is the PIFA framework. What is it that the examiner is going to be bringing? We don't know. When you get there, you ask the examiner. But learn the PIFA and understand the PIFA very well, the 7 pillars, and then how we use the PIFA to assess the public financial management or the efficiency and effectiveness of the public financial management system of the government. You must know about that very well. There's a 10-mark question waiting for you there. Then certainly in the question 3, A or B, you're going to have the evaluation of financial statement. And there are 3 things under evaluation of financial statement: common size statement analysis, ratio analysis, and then budget variance analysis. One of these guys will be in the exam hall. Learn them well, understand the principles, expose yourself to questions. Then question 4 will be the old school public procurement and then public-private partnership act, public-private partnership arrangement. Learn them. Now, there's a lot of material under public procurement. So you want to really push that a little bit further after you've really built your knowledge on the question 1, on the question 3, on the question 2, because there's a lot of material in public procurement. Public procurement and public sector budgeting, really, we have a lot of materials there. So you want to make sure that you, yes, spend adequate time on that, but you want to make sure that you have really had enough time on the other portions of the syllabus so you can really position yourself to pass the examination. Question 5 is what I refer to as a no man's land area, because I mean, whatever the examiner is excited about, he's going to throw it into the question 5 area, and that is where budgeting will come in, role of public officers could come in there. So that's a very, tricky area that we cannot necessarily say what the examiner is going to be bringing there, but any other thing in the syllabus is going to be coming there. So, Emmanuel, if you ask how you can prepare for public sector, this is what it is. Question 1, you know what is there. Question 2, you know what is there. Question 3, you know what is there. Question 4, you know what is there. Spend time, read the material, watch the videos, attend the lectures, understand the principles very well. 2, expose yourself to a lot of questions, not just the ICA past questions, but questions outside the ICA past questions as well. Get an ICA question kit. If it's possible for you to get an ICA manual, get it. It's going to help you. Then you will be able to pass the exam. So, Emmanuel, that is my thoughts on public sector accounting and finance. Let me know if that is helpful for you. Then we have Stan Obi said, "Hi Nhyira, thank you for all you do. I passed the AA, and that is audit and assurance for ACCA, and I'm writing PM. One of my issue is relevant costing. Can I get videos for that?" Yes, check the YouTube channel. Congratulations on passing the audit and assurance. That's great to hear. On the channel, you can check the management accounting playlist on the channel. We have a couple of videos on relevant costing on the channel, so you can check the channel to be able to get some videos on that. If you want to go the extra mile also, then you can enroll in our management accounting lectures, because that gives you access to all the materials, and the materials there are all relevant to the public, the performance measurement in the ACCA. So you can check the YouTube channel and be able to get access to that. Or if you want full complimentary videos, then you can check out our courses on our portal as well. For lectures, we don't have a regular class for ACCA, so our ACCA lectures are usually on a private basis. And if you're interested in that, you can send us a message on WhatsApp. But that is going to be starting at 4,500 Ghana cedi per paper. So if you send a message on WhatsApp and you're interested in that, I mean, you'll be able to be you'll be given details about that and time availability, and see if you qualify to be able to have access to that. So if that, and like I said, that is not for everybody, so you can check the YouTube channel. There are some great videos there. Or if you want some better access, you can enroll in the management accounting course online. That is 500 Ghana cedis, gives you access to the content, and also you'll be able to ask questions as and when you need. But if you like want that intense lectures on it, then certainly that will be a private class. And like I said, that will start at 4,500 cedis per paper, and you can request for that, and we will see availability for it. Fun Died said, "Say, I have written FR 8 times." Jeez, FR 8 times. Why have you written FR 8 times? What are you doing wrong? Send a message on WhatsApp. Okay, send us a message on WhatsApp. Maybe I will arrange a call with you. So you can send a message on WhatsApp, and I will check. I'll notify my assistant. She will arrange a call so that I can have you on a call, and then we can talk about it. Because this one is not something I can talk about here, because I have to ask a couple of questions, and then we need to really trace the entire journey well, and to understand exactly what is going on. So send us a message on WhatsApp 050-114-9296. 050-114-9296. You can send us a message on WhatsApp, and my assistant will arrange a call for you, and then I'll have you on a call so we can talk about that. All right. I don't think you should write financial reporting that long to pass it. In that case, I've had a couple of people like that, but you need to just understand the framework well, and make some time for it to be able to pass the exams at the end of the day. Lucas said following. Okay, thank you, Lucas, for following and joining us. Much love from Nigeria. I love your mode of teaching. Thank you, Olukuwa Richard. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the love from Nigeria. Nicholas said, thanks, sir. Always a pleasure, Nicholas. And then Brihumaithi V. Hey, I don't know. Please forgive me if I don't mention your name right, okay? Forgive me, because, some of your names, I don't know. Hi, hope you're doing well. Yes, I'm flourishing. I hope you're also doing well. Thank you for your lectures. I'll be writing FR and AA in the September attempt. Do you have any tips on what to do for the next 1.5 weeks? I'm super nervous. Okay, technically, you don't have to be nervous about the exams. Nervousness is a sign of two things. Number one, it's a sign of ill preparedness, or number two, you are just exam phobic in that particular case, if I can say that in that regard. But you don't have to be nervous. Just number one, spend time to understand the syllabus very well. What it means, what I mean by that is that accounting standards is going to be key. Make sure you understand that very well. You're going to be having questions on consolidated financial statement. Make sure you understand that very well. Okay, practice a lot of questions, because if you have 1.5 weeks to go, it means that at this point it should be cruising time, which means it's a revision time. You're going to be revising to position yourself to pass the exam. So how do you do that? If you have already gone through and understand the principles well, then the best thing to do is to expose yourself to a couple of questions, a lot of questions for that matter, in that particular case. So spend time, practice a lot of questions, and then that will help you to increase your confidence. But if you are solving questions and the performance is not encouraging, it means you don't understand the principles well. Because you see, sometimes people fail the exam because you don't understand the material well, right? So you can say, oh, by the grace of God, I have sown a seed, I have prayed, I have fasted, I will pass. No, 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 no. It's good. We believe in prayer, we believe in God, we believe in the grace of God and all that. But you have to be realistic and find out, do I really understand this thing? So 1.5 weeks to go. You got to be revising well. But if you see that the revision is not going on well, it means you lack understanding. So then in that case, you want to quickly find out what are the key aspects of the syllabus that you can really spend your time on to get majority of the marks. Okay, so this is where consolidated financial statements comes in. This is where the standards comes in. This is where the concept of ethical issues come in, so that you can then prioritize these things and be strong in them, so that hopefully you'll be able to pass the examination. If not, then I'll rather say you postpone it to December if it is possible. But if you think you are really prepared, ready to take it, then prioritize yourself in these areas and you should be able to pass the examination. Gabby and Media said, please, what must I do to pass MA? I think I've already shared my thoughts on management accounting very lengthy, with the first question coming in from Benedicta Amankwa. So Gabby and Media, we've already covered that. If you join the stream late, maybe after the stream you can just watch the playback, and we covered that aspect on how you pass management accounting. So basically, this is what you need to really understand when we talk about the exams generally. I'm going to be coming your way again on Friday, God willing, and we're going to continue with a live stream like this, and it's going to be a Q&A like this. But on Friday, what we're going to be doing is to be focusing on topics specifics. Okay, so I just want you to go through your things, whatever thing. It's going to be that live Q&A session. I'm going to pull up my slide, and then we're going to be going into the discussion. So if there is any topic that you have that you think you have problem with, maybe in an accounting standard that you have problem with, you just hit me with the specific topic, and then bam, bam, bam. In 5 minutes, 4 minutes, I'll be able to give you a concise explanation for you to really understand that, so that you can then take it and go practice questions to help you to ultimately pass the examination. So Friday, same time, 4:30 GMT or 4:30 p.m. I'll come your way again, and then we will be continuing with this discussion. But like I said, that will be topic related issues. So prepare yourself, hit me up on Friday, and let's see how we can deal with some specific topics, because I understand management accounting has a couple of topics that always tickle students, right? But there is a way you can understand the topic that will be like easy. The accounting standards, many people are like, oh, the accounting standard is difficult. No, there is a way you have to learn the accounting standards. There are some few things you just have to know, and that will unlock your ability to excel generally in the examination. So on Friday, we're going to be spending time to deal with these things, specific topics, and that will be based on the questions that you're going to be hitting me with. So definitely, I will be expecting you to join me on the stream on Friday. Brahuma, forgive me, okay, I couldn't even pronounce your name. He said, yes, thank you so much for the advice. It's a pleasure. Could you explain deferred tax? I watch your lectures, but I was solving and single and it gets that. Okay, so please, Friday, okay? Friday, like I said, we're going to be dealing with specific topical issues. So join me on the stream on Friday because I need to wrap up and prepare for our evening lectures. Today we have management accounting in our live lectures. So I need to get myself excited for that as well. So Friday, come up with this question. Okay, join the stream on Friday. Come up with this question. Deferred tax IAS 12 with revaluation IAS 16. It's an interesting combination. You're going to love it. And I'm going to be addressing that for you in the discussion. So please hold on with this question. Then on Friday, as we talk about the topical issues, I'm going to be addressing all of that. All right? Okay. So thank you very much for joining the stream. It's been a great time spent with you. The key takeaway that I want you to have is the fact that you need to make time to study and study on your own. It doesn't matter where you are attending your lectures. It doesn't matter who is teaching you. If you don't spend time to practice assiduity, meaning sitting down to study on your own, you will go and fail the exam. And please don't wait a week to the exam and take a miserable leave from your workplace and cause financial loss to your company and go and fail the examination. No, start from now, work gradually. When you get to the revision time, you're just cruising, and that will help you to position you to pass the examination. Thanks very much for all those who gave us the thumbs up on the video and also share the video. I'm really grateful. It helps us a lot to ensure that we get to new people to discover the channel, to discover the page, so that they get access to these contents, because that's the purpose for the creation of the platform and the creation of these contents, so that we help students just like you across the globe to really prepare well for the examination, pass the exam, but most importantly, become successful in whatever they do. So I'll catch you same time on Friday, and we're going to be doing topic specific Q&As, and I want you to prepare some questions for me, whatever subjects, okay? Whatever subject, we're going to be getting into it, from strategic case study, taxation, financial management, corporate reporting, financial reporting, you name it. I'm going to be here to address the questions for you. So join me on Friday, 6:30. Did I say 6:30? 4:30 p.m. and we will continue with the discussion. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll catch you on Friday. Bye-bye.